What it is, guys, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at y'all with more Danmachi. Now, today we are going to be talking about the new Grand War event. We haven't really talked about this much. We got some new events last night. We did a few things on stream last night, and the number one gripe I heard is that this is a Whales game. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is absolutely not. Remember, the number one thing we learned in this is that just to clear the S clear doesn't mean you have to complete everything all at once. Even if you, let's say, A clear it like I have so many of my other ones. So like this one is A cleared. If I go into the conditions, I completed the quest without losing any member. Now, even if I lose a member and I go in and do it in 9 turns, I still will get the S clear condition because it's sequential basically. You can do one, then the next, and complete the mission. We just learned that most recently. I don't know if that was knowledge privy prior, or something I just hadn't paid attention to, but that's the thing. Now, I'm going to show you. We're going to talk about each one of these individually, and today we're going to show you Boss 1-1. If you want to S-clear it, build this team or something similar, okay? Just follow me here. Let's see if we can call up our other team. Oh my goodness, they're not saying... Okay. So let's call up this team, okay? This is the team that I used to S-clear this last night on stream. You'll notice, first and foremost, what do we have? We've got Haruhime in the front. She's going to give us heals and big debuffs. Okay? Number 2, we've got Krazo. What is Krazo going to give us? Krazo is basically going to give us a lot of damage, and we're going to mostly be using his AoE, though his single attack is going to become very, very important. Now, the one thing I am going to do is I'm going to swap out Orna onto her, and I'm going to swap out Chloe onto him. Now, I do, and I'm going to put, in fact, how do I want Misha? I'm going to put Misha, actually, on, yeah. I'm going to put Misha on Krazo, because he's a little more survivable than Tione is. Tione is just going to get insane boosts. There's a high likelihood she'll get squished at some point, but hopefully we'll be able to mitigate that. Now, I do have Line up here. Line is going to be very important, but then she's going to rotate out. She should, if all this is built right, have the swap anklet on here. She does not, so we're going to change equipment real quick. In fact, one thing I'm going to do real fast, I'm going to do an auto-equip. Okay, and I'm going to go to, we're going to do one for taunt. We don't want anybody taunted. Now, with a little caveat here. We don't really care. Okay, we don't really care if Tione is taunted. And Argonaut probably, yes, the Argonaut got a breastplate out of the deal. So I'm going to go grab the, Tione's got a breastplate too. Okay. So apparently I'm going to have to go do this manually. Basically what you're going to do here is you're going to go find your taunt anklets. Okay, there's my sleeps. Most of mine probably... Okay, Haruhime's got a taunt. Sleep. I'm assuming the rest of them are down here. He got a taunt and she got a taunt. So we're going to steal that taunt for Argonaut. Okay? Why are we not putting Tione in a taunt? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1... her being taunted really doesn't change what we're going to do. 2, I really need her more survivable, so I'm going to give her a glorious armor. That's just simply what I'm going to do. It gives her a little bit more health and makes her more survivable. Line is going to get the swap anklet. Okay, we're going to give her the magic swap anklet. So after turn 1, she rotates out. And we're going to give this Leafia the swap anklet. Okay? So she'll rotate out as well. Go down here. I passed him, apparently. There's a physical anklet. I need a magic anklet. There it is. Boom. Boom. Equip. Yes, some of these are not upgraded, and that does mean that I probably could do a little better with them, but for the time being, they're definitely going to perform their services just fine. We are not going to worry about that at all. Sorry if there's a little noise there. My cable got a little wrapped around my microphone, and I need to adjust. So, don't need that in my eye. I need that in my mouth. Thank you. So, This team right here is pretty much going to solidify a win. Now, that doesn't mean every single fight is going to be a win. That just means we have a distinct possibility of a win. You might have to run this a few times, but we're going to start off with Haruhime doing a big debuff. Krazo is going to do a very familiar move here. He's going to do this a lot, so remember that. Pretty much then everybody's going to do their move. Line is going to do her SA gauge increase, and so is Tione. Now, Tione is not swapping out. Tione's SA gauge increase only affects her. And remember, the SA gauge increase that we're using Casino Seer for only affects the unit she's tied to. So in essence, 166% SA gauge increase on Tione alone. So her staying alive is very, very important. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to target the boar. I recommend targeting the boar. While Otaro is a definite pain in the posterior, he does taunts, and the other ones do stuns. We have the Misha, that the 100% stun resistance of Misha assist tied to Krazo. Krazo's very survivable. He can handle a 3-star assist with no problems. So we're not going to get stunned. 2. This is very important. 2. In fact, I hate to admit it. I think I might have screwed up. I think he probably needs to be on Argonaut. I think he might need to be on Argonaut. We'll see. We'll see if Argonaut gets stunned. I just happened to realize that. But we're just going to keep going anyway. Now, the taunt anklets will stop our taunts. But like I said, I'm not really worried about Tione being taunted because your solo attack is definitely the one we're going to kind of rely on more often than not. Okay? Alright? Now, see, we lost a unit there. It's really not that important. If I've already done one, like, let's say we went 35 turns for all that matters, but we never lost a unit. God, that'd be hard, but I've seen it. You would still have the A clear. All we need to do is clear this in 9 turns, so that's not going to matter. Okay? And like I said, you can run this a few times over. Okay? Now, Argonaut's up here. We're going to go ahead and do this, this, and this. Basically give Argonaut his buff. Now, here's the big deal. Remember, they do not debuff. At this point, debuffs are not a thing. So, or buff removals are not a thing, I should say. Debuffs might be a thing. Debuffs are a little bit of a thing, but buff removals are not a thing. So, we're going to go ahead and grab Haruhime's early buff skill. Okay? This will be the last turn that I'll be using solo attacks with Argonaut and Krazo. From this point forward, we're going to be doing nothing but AoE attacks. Sounds crazy, but follow me here. Okay? Haruhime is going to be central to this. Absolutely central to this. Now, here we go. Everybody gets a big heal, 100% strength and magic buff, so now we're going to be doing real damage. Okay? And you'll notice now the counter rate is up. Whenever we get hit by Otaro, we're going to start countering Otaro. Okay? And you'll see him take tons and tons and tons of damage. Because most of his attacks are going to be AoEs, so everybody's pretty much going to counter him. Whereas most of the other attacks we receive are single target attacks. So you don't have to worry about, while Otaro has a really impressive health. I think it's like 2.1 million health or something like that. This thing's got 2.3. These guys you don't have to worry about. The other 2 pigs are like 500,000 each or something like that. I forget exactly. Yeah, 1.3, 1.5. We'll drop that over time. Believe me, this is not going to be that big of a deal. Okay? So target the big pig. And now we're going to start doing AoE attacks, the middle attack with Argonaut and Krazo, and spamming, absolutely spamming Haruhime's last skill. Okay? Absolutely spamming it. And we're going to do the single target attack for Tione, because that's really her hardest hitting attack. Here we go! Now, do pay attention to how hard they hit. I did a big debuff, it was a big debuff? No, Philvis does the debuff. I did a big fire damage buff with, can't remember. Anyway, I don't remember if it's the buff or debuff now. I'm got my eye tooth twisted all around my face and can't see what I'm thinking. So, we basically brought the Leafia in to do her big buff for everybody. I think that's what she does. Because, let's see here. Yeah, fire attribute damage 25%. That's what I thought. Just my brain second-guessed my own thought process. So, because I remember that because she's not really affected by it, obviously, but her lights and everything like that. So, basically, you want to attack this with fire and light. Fire and light are absolutely the best things for it, and physical. Physical is down 40%, fire's down 75%, light's down 105%. Dark and wind, or dark and water are the two things you absolutely do not want to attack with. Magic is kind of 0% unless you debuff it like I did. So it's really not that big a deal one way or the other. But at this point in time, we're mostly Tione's light, everyone else is fire, and we're just going ham. That big buff was really good. Now, if you really want a good defensive boost, you could use Galamus. Galamus could come in and basically he would reduce, not stop, but reduce all AoE and single target attacks significantly. But I always found that I needed the little bit of extra damage to get this done in turn 9. So, like I said, at this point, we're just kind of spamming this until we get double SA. So, here we go. Notice how far down Otaro is just naturally dropping through all of our counter effects. Now, the big pig, he's kind of our scary one. He's the one we really need to worry about because if he doesn't take enough damage, when we get our double SA, we're not going to kill him. I've had a few instances like that, but fingers crossed this one will be the one that actually succeeds. Doesn't look like it though, if I'm honest, because I do not think we've countered him enough. Yeah, we're mostly countering Otaro. Alright, so turn 8, we're going to do the double SA there, and everyone else is just going to kind of do their normal thing. Okay, Haruhime is still spamming that attack. I probably should at this point be doing real damage with Haruhime. It would help, but I didn't think about it. So here we go. SA number 1, SA number 2, and usually by the end of this, everyone is absolutely deceased except for the Big Pig. Big Pig then gets all of our attention in these final 2 turns. Or final turn, technically. I would really wish that I had a little... See, Otaro's already gone. Now, the combo is going to take care of the 2 smaller pigs and reduce the Big Pig quite extensively. There you go. Now, because I don't think I did enough single target attacks on Big Pig, yeah, this is going to go out to like turn 11. So, unfortunately, I didn't do the right amount of single target attacks on him. I should have done a few more, and I really needed to do Haruhime's with a little more effect. But here we go. So I'm going to guess turn 11. Well, actually, no, turn 10. So at some point, I just needed to do one more single target attack on him, and that would have been an S clear. So pay close attention to that. That is a team that absolutely rocks it. If I had Casino Seer MLB, it would have been an absolute breeze. So if you have Casino Seer MLB, that would have been an absolute breeze. But I'll show you the team one more time. We've got Haruhime with MLB Orna. We've got Krazo with MLB 3-star Misha, and that's because that 3-star Misha does 100% stun resist. That stun resist is stupid important. Okay? We've got Line with the fire, the fire debuffing Hermes on her. Remember, she gets rotated out. She's just there to give the 33% to everybody, so we get faster SAs. You're basically spamming SAs with this. Okay? We have Tione with Casino Seer for their 100%, or for their 160%. I wish 200%, but 160% SA gauge buff. Haruhime is going to help keep them alive because they are kind of reduced a little bit in that. And Krazo, Haruhime, and Argonite, who we haven't quite gotten to yet, all have the taunt anklet. She just has something that's going to keep her alive. Glorious Armor is what I use. If you have both of those MLB'd, you'd be just fine with a breastplate. Okay? We have this Leafia, which honestly you could switch out for Galamus or somebody like that if you don't need the extra damage, with, this one's really important, that assist, the Artemis assist, adds a lot of damage. A lot of damage. I could actually use the Artemis unit in there, but I found she didn't quite do what I needed her to do. Because everyone else really gets a big strength buff, her strength buff's kind of pointless. So the assist strength buff is great. The adventure strength buff wouldn't have been as good because it would have gotten overridden. Then, of course, we've got Argonaut with Chloe. Needs no introduction. This team is absolutely awesome. Hopefully that'll help you guys S-clear it. As you saw, I was really like one AoE attack away from, one AoE attack that should have been a regular attack away from actually really killing the big pig in time. So plan it accordingly. Try it a couple of times. Find what works for you. It is not a Whales game. You'll be fine. We'll be back to talk about level 2 tomorrow and talk about all the other levels here as they drop, because we just got new levels and even I haven't run them yet. So we're going to start working on teams together and we're going to beat this together, guys. Follow me, Birdman. Hit me up on Booker. Make sure you hit that little subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date with all these. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi very soon.